Welcome back to Today. I apologize as we are going to the first trial of Turnabout Serenade.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. I do not have the energy for this motherfucker right now.
Wait.
Fuck me. Why do I do this? Alright, the judge is sick today.
God is now in session for, how do I say it?
Nakita Baye, Your Honor. The pixie of the Arpeggio.
Archipelago, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, yeah.
Arpeggio. Arpeggio.
Arpeggio, that. Probably it.
Right, his trial. Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Judge.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
I'm not even on the fucking right script. My opening statement, yeah.
No, actually, that was something else I wanted to ask you about.
Yes?
Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say, get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son.
The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending?
She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly.
You're in luck, Judge. I believe you'll be going to on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case.
Well, who is the Chief Justice?
Nobody knows. He's just the Chief Justice.
Oh.
Yeah. The main Latus, age 35. The global manager for Diva Sunstress Lanior. You probably think of like Chief Gant, but he's the Chief of Police. Well, was the Chief of Police until he murdered people. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Latus's autopsy report, death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound, estimated time of death, 9 to 9:30 p.m.
45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
However, the bullet struck him in the shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering...
Crime photo! Victim shot in shoulder in Lamua's room. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated, and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit.
I see. The court accepts this evidence.
Diagram! The crime scene was Lamua's dressing room.
If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really?
Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body.
The defense will take no more care and we'll take more care in choosing examples.
As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
But that's impossible!
Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person.
One person!
That is, of course, The defendant, Mack.
Only this defendant could have committed the crime? But how?
It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear.
Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
Your name and profession, please. Famous guy. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail on the concert, at the concert forum that night. That seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these bigger mistakes.
In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime. Crime, please. Alright. My leg is asleep. Oh, God. Oh.
Just now hitting you, huh?
Yeah.
I'm over here lifting this leg up so that I don't die.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene.
But the door is the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't get it. How can they say that monkey did it?
Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert? My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock guards. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day. You might say the stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys! That whole morning, the whole day was ruined! It was all because someone stole my keys! I couldn't find my hog to the show, I couldn't open my guitar case!
There he goes again.
Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them?! Misplaced items don't just wander into murder victims' hands on their own!
What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand...
shut the fuck up, you judge!
That makes you a prime suspect!
Damn it. Love, slow acting and new. A trocaine is waiting for you. So to say, a trocaine.
He's singing something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? I am an asogenic character, so yes. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, fuck, adrift on the sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. Sorry, but the detective with the most time on their hands on the desk.
I see. I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands?
Please, the testimony.
Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Farlane special permission to be there. I wanted to see you again.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now!
Gee, great. Some other hang-arounds tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then... at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Piss and dicks. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackers.
Ah! Hey, no snacking in court.
And you'll share the shut skin from Lanior's room. Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, keep this. This will keep you quiet. Thanks. Oh, hold on, Emma. Right. There. I've been mistaken about that.
Please, either talk or eat. Not both at the same time.
Right. So after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. Rock. Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? It's fucking 2013, you old bitch.
It's not 2013. It's 2025.
It's 2025, you extremely out of touch old bitch.
Yeah, that's right. And when we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall.
Oh my god, there's Darian in the fucking guitar case.
Oh my god, how do they do it? They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear what they're supposed to be. What they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be on stage. Christ. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gavineers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you could hear that music playing.
And everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know that there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. That air vent was too small! Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through. You could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child.
The defendant?
The pixie of the arpeggio filled up toward the sky, flitted up to the sky, and disappeared from the scene of the crime. That's just conjecture! Oh, and there was no other way out of that room? You were there. You should know, Air Forehead. And there was another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Maki Tobias' fingerprints. What? What?!
Order, order, order!
That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie.
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey! I was out whooping it up in the audience!
So this was his decisive evidence.
Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only possible one who could possibly leave the scene.
Possibly.
Simple and decisive. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us, That will have to be enough. Can't be over already.
Very well. I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence...
Prosecution has presented their proof. Clean and clear. Clean and... My god. Clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it's better be clear and plain.
Apollo! They've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick.
I know! Think. What could get us out of this? We need evidence, or a witness, that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that...
Mr. Justice? Do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now.
This is it. And so soon! If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof?
Dude, I don't even know what we have. Can you show me the evidence we have?
What do we have that nobody knows? What do we know?
I honestly don't fucking remember.
What do we know?
Well, we know that,
We are the only ones, the only person on this planet that knows this.
Oh, Lamanoir speaks English.
Well, not Chusei knows that. I'm talking about Apollo. Apollo's the only one that knows.
Oh, he's the only one who wasn't there at the concert.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know. What do we have? Hold on. What? Show me the court record. It's not in the court record?
No.
It's just something that we know. Court wants contradicting proof that suggests that Maki is innocent. That would be that. Oh, that Maki and Lamanoir have to be together all the time.
No.
That Maki was getting a...
What was Apollo... What was the question Apollo was trying to answer during the investigation?
He's trying to answer the question of who killed Latus.
That's everybody. That's what everybody wants to know.
If Maki was blind, Maki... Oh, how did they get out of there? How did the killer escape? Oh, that the gun would have hurt somebody.
No.
Oh, the guitar case.
No.
That Darian was hiding in.
No.
The who fucked up the note on Slider 2?
Note.
The fucking their part.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. No.
Fuck. You trying to figure out
what did Apollo witness?
That magician twice.
No. Pretty joined what he saw.
Oh, he saw he saw Maki like unconscious on the platform.
No. More joined than that.
He saw the witness die and give a testimony. I mean, the victim die and give a testimony.
Okay.
Where
what was this testimony?
He said siren.
Uh-huh.
Which implicates Lamanoir instead of Maki.
Okay. So call a witness. Because
we have a witness and it's Lamanoir.
Yes, because that's what he said. That Lamanoir was the witness.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
My God, Mac. Couldn't even remember that we saw somebody die?
Yeah.
And then he said that, oh, I know who saw me?
Yeah, sorry, bruv.
Oh my God.
This is, I warned you, man, I'm completely faded out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I am able to conceive all this stuff and, like, tell you all these details and stuff like that?
Yeah. You played the game. You got a script behind you. Don't act all high and mighty,
I didn't look at the
you dumb
script
bitch.
once. I'm using my memory, of what happened. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there was no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Etrukinin, my love.
There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not?
Because I am the only one in the world who knows this! What's going on? I just talked to him and now...
Yeah.
He's alive! Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? We're gonna do this scene again because you clearly forgot it existed.
Cold. So cold. Witness.
Cold. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way.
I killed C.
Hey, now.
There.
Mr. Latouche, tell me, who was the witness?
Wait. The blood, it says Darian. He wrote Darian
Oh
and the
my
smear
god,
of blood.
and of course he knew who Darian was, because...
Because he learned. He met him.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Why did Darian kill him?
And also,
Because
that's not exactly the most common spelling of Darian.
Daryan.
Oh my god.
Darian.
There we go, the character said it, so...
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Ed Forehead says he said. It's not testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth! He said it! I even told you about it! But apparently you ignored me completely! It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Really, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for? There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. That would be... Lamiwa.
Recall Mr. Latouche's last words.
Oh god. The witness is siren.
The siren? Ah! He meant the siren.
That's right, the siren of the ballad, Lamior. Lamior was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Laminois to the witness stand.
Lamior would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind.
Ah! You can speak English.
Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What does she mean she doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lamior suffers from amnesia.
Amnesia?
Laminor is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As the lauded singer Lamior, she lives a good life. There is little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamiwa.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamior, let me be frank. I do not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet, that young gentleman with the white flag over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my.
Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Ugh.
Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
The night of the crime? As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to a scene on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That is where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying.
Albie was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. And there you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Wow. You just got badder, Apollo. Way to go.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
Lamira wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She wouldn't talk to me! She must know something, and I've got to find out what. And I'll find out what in
The next episode.
Thank you all. This episode of 8 to 20 Pile Justice. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll be notified if something up, which is
Every single day.
Bye-bye.